Well, back to Fog Football. We're back with another World Cup qualifier. We are taking on Israel, the bogey team of the last couple of years, even though they're not that good, but we still can't seem to get a result against them. But we're off that draw against Austria on Thursday, and we are now taking on, brother, Israel with Faroe Islands to follow.
Yeah, so a big game, I think, tomorrow after that draw at home against Austria. I do believe this becomes almost a must-win game. Well, not a must-win game, but I feel like a draw puts us straight on the back foot. I expect Austria and Denmark both to win tomorrow. And if we don't win this, then we're going to be trailing them after just 2 games, which is not what you want. So, Denmark will be on 6 points.
Who did Denmark play? If they're playing Austria, it would be alright.
No, they're not. Denmark and Austria are both at home.
Pish, so, yep, alright, must win. Yep, definitely.
Anyway, Steve Clarke doesn't seem to think it's a must-win because he has come out and said that Scotland haven't set a target for their opening World Cup qualifiers as they prepare for their second group game. I kind of disagree, but I'm not saying you should set a target, but realistically, these first 3 games, I would say the absolute minimum you could take from these first 3 games is 4 points. These first 3 games, sorry. I think anything less than 4 points is...
Well, I agree, but I think 4 points is far too low. Because the Faroe Islands, that has to be 3 points.
Oh, actually true, aye. 6?
I'd say 6.
5 at the absolute minimum.
Yeah, because 5 is 2 draws against the teams we could be challenging. And then I went, 4. What's this jabroni on?
Yeah, ignore me, I'm talking shite. Like, I would probably take a draw away from home against Israel had we won the home game against Austria, but the fact that we didn't win the home game against Austria, I think puts extra pressure on us to win this game.
That's why Clarke, he balled it. See, when we were playing great, why bring off the extra man?
Like, see, looking at the first 2 games, I'd say 4 points is decent. Whether we get the win against Israel and the draw against Austria, or we get the win against Austria or the draw against Israel, doesn't really matter. I think you would rather the win against Austria because I think you're more likely to be facing Austria for one of the 2 positions than you are Israel. Mm-hmm. But still, I think 4 points is the aim. We didn't get the win against Austria, so I think we need to go now and get the win against against Israel here, the Israelis, the Jews, and hopefully we can do that. So we don't really know what Steve Clarke is going to go with in terms of the team. I expect them again to start with Lyndon Dykes. There's been talk of Shea Adams possibly starting over Dykes. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. We all know McGinn will be starting. I think McGinn has to start. I think McTominay had a good game. McTominay and McGinn in the middle of the park, that's as strong as it gets in my opinion. I mean, that rivals most teams I think in Europe.
Yep, it does.
Bar, like maybe the top.
And if we're talking about people who should be dropped, Andy Robertson.
Yeah, Andy Robertson. Now I know people are saying you can't drop Andy Robertson, right? Well, I'm not saying we drop Andy Robertson, but what I'm saying is we replace him at left back or left wing back with Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney is much better going forward. Even in that game against Austria, he looked more threatening going forward at the left centre back position than Robertson ever did.
No,
let's be real. Robertson's never had a great game for Scotland.
Why can't they just
put Tierney on the left mid? I'd put Tierney left mid.
Play him left wing back, Robertson centre back, and see if they need to swap. Do it. They're good. They're good. They're good enough to swap.
Or take Stevie O'Donnell and put Robertson on the right.
Aye, put the captain on the right. Or call up Nathan Patterson and put him on the right, yeah.
I wouldn't have this captain, like, in case he comes out and complains about mean tweets, like, you know what I mean? But I think Steve Clarke does have a difficult choice to make. I understand that who drops their captain? How many times has a captain been dropped?
I don't know, but Grant Hanley getting 30 caps, that is what nightmares are made of.
Well, that's how you know we've never made it to any tournaments. When Grant Hanley's getting 30 caps, what chance have you got?
Robertson's hat is over 40. McGinn is approaching 30. That's a lot of caps.
Holy shit, John McGinn has 30 caps for Scotland?
He's approaching 30.
You wouldn't think that.
No, but... Well, he's played every game for the last couple of years.
The man that got away for Celtic, I mean, could you just imagine had Celtic allowed Brendan Rodgers to get him? Maybe Brendan Rodgers would have stayed. Maybe they would have done 10 in a row.
They probably would have done.
Maybe John McGinn would be the fucking... I don't, even if Celtic did sign John McGinn, I don't think he'd be at Celtic at this stage.
No, but they would have made a good profit, guys. But anyway, in terms of Israel, they've got De Boer up front. They've got a few other jobbers.
I mean, Israel have proven in the recent past that they can beat us and give us a good game.
They beat us in the Nations League
I mean,
in November.
This is not going to be easy. I'm not expecting an easy game. But I've got to have faith, guys. I've got to have a wee bit of faith, belief that Scotland can pull out the result. And that is why I'm going to go with a 2-1 scoreline. And in terms of goals, I'm going to go Lyndon Dykes. I think will go on the score sheet this time. And we'll go with Ryan Christie. As for who scores for the Jews, I don't really care. I mean, as long as we get the win, 3 points.
The Jews and the Scots, brother. I'm going to go with 3-1.
Scotland fails Israel, winner gets Palestine. And then we just give it away because nobody wants it.
Celtic would love that deal. Definitely. But let's start on the front foot. I mean, like, too many times we've played Israel and it seems like they're dominating us. We should be dominating Israel on the ball.
I know.
And we will. So until then.
What's your scoreline prediction?
3-1.
3-1? Oh.
I predicted 2-1 in mine, but I feel like I don't want to go the same.
What?
I don't want to go the same as you.
Fuck it, 2-1.
Spice things up.
Spice things up.
I predict McGinn and Shea Adams.
No, now you need to add someone else because you went 3-1.
Fucking Nesbitt. Probably won't even get on the pitch,
Right,
guys.
until next time.
Peace.